You know, I just woke up and then I'm in a particularly hateful mood right now, so I'll say this. You pull Ackerman, you pull Jaeger, you pull Rice, you pull Helos, you pull Fritz. Let's say you get one of the top 5 families in the game. 5 different names, 5 or rather 2 different rarities. 5 completely different lore backgrounds. One game. So tell me why, after all of that, every single one of them plays the exact same. This video is about the thing that I've seen literally nobody except me talk about. Attack on Titan Revolution has a gacha problem. It has a content problem. It has a variety problem. And I'm gonna show you exactly how deep it goes. Hopefully, you will see it and not be able to unsee it. Let me get directly into the build problem. So let's start with builds, because this is where it truly begins. Regardless of which family you're running, regardless of the rarity, your prestige level, how many spins you burn to get there, you are going to end up with one of 2 builds. A crit build or a pure damage build. But because this game is run like a hive mind and no one can think for themselves and no one is occupied with actually playing the game, everyone just wants to speed run raids, everyone chooses a crit build. That's it. And look, I get it, every game has a meta, every game has optimal builds, but variety in a game doesn't mean everyone plays suboptimally on purpose. Variety means the game gives you a genuinely different path to being effective. Paths that feel different. Paths that play different. Attack on Titan Revolution doesn't do that. You're either stacking crit chance and crit damage to fish for big numbers, or you're dumping everything into raw damage to skip the RNG. The stats change, the family changes, the numbers on screen change, but your moment-to-moment gameplay is identical. And it gets worse when you look at the equipment side. Because regardless of what family you rolled, regardless of what you farmed, you are slotting into one of 3 categories. ODM, Thunder Spears, or Shifters. 3, I guess you could say, weapon types. For an entire game built around one of the most iconic action systems in anime history. A game with 5 distinct legendary, or rather 3 distinct legendary families and 2 mythic families, you have 3 categories of combat identity. ODM users play like ODM users. Thunder Spear users play like Thunder Spear users. Shifters play like shifters. The family you roll doesn't change that, it just changes your numbers. You could have Ackerman or you could have Reese. If you're both running ODM crit builds, you're playing the same character with different fonts on the goddamn nameplate. And that's the build problem. It flows directly into everything else. Now, my problem with this, I'm gonna call this the Helos problem. Because this is where it gets genuinely fascinating to me. I want to acknowledge something. I understand Attack on Titan as a source material doesn't give the developers a massive toolkit to work with. You get ODM, Thunder Spears, the 9 Titans, and a handful of special abilities. The IP has its limits, that's real, I will acknowledge that. But here's the thing. The developers clearly know how to make something up when they need to. Think about Helos for a second. Helos, mythic rarity, arguably the most visually impressive family in the game. Has a full moveset, has abilities, has a whole identity built around it. Now let me ask you something. Do you know who Helos is? Hold that answer. In the actual canon of Attack on Titan, the show, the manga, the world, Helos is a mythological hero. He is a story. He is a legend told by the Tybur family and Karl Fritz to justify the power structure they built. He supposedly defeated the devil of all Earth, which is what the outside world called Ymir Fritz. That's it. That's all we know. That's all anyone knows. Because Helos, the actual Helos, might not even have existed. He is a myth, deliberately fabricated, or at minimum, heavily embellished by the Tybur family to give their narrative credibility. The Attack on Titan universe itself is not sure if Helos is real. The characters in the story are not sure if Helos was real, which means every single ability in Helos' moveset, every animation, every effect, every mechanic is completely made up. We never see anything from Helos. Not based on any canon, not adapted from any source material. It's all invented by the developers from scratch. And it's genuinely good. It looks great. It plays in a distinct way. They did the work. So my question is this. If you can do that for Helos, if you can look at a character who has 0 defined abilities in canon and build an entire moveset from nothing, why does every other family collapse into the same 3 weapon categories and the same 2 builds, including Helos itself? The creativity is there. The willingness to go beyond the source material is clearly there. Helos is proof of that. So the lack of variety isn't a limitation of the IP. It is literally a design choice, and it is the wrong design choice. Now let me get into missions. Builds and families, that's one layer. So I'm going to talk about missions, because this is where the lack of variety stops being a background frustration for me and it starts becoming something I genuinely cannot let slide. Let me walk you through the way the maps and their unique objectives are. And I want you to pay attention because the game very much wants you to think these are all different. We've got, I believe, 6 maps. Each one has, or rather, we have the Waves game mode. Each one has skirmish missions, or each individual map has skirmish missions and random modifiers. So that's already a shared foundation across every single map, but then each one has its own special objective that's supposed to give it an identity. Shiganshina has Breach, Trust has Protect, Outskirts has Escort, Forest has Guard. My goddamn alarm just went off. Forest has Guard, Utgard has Defend, Docks has Stall. 6 maps, 6 names, supposedly unique mission types. And I want you to take a guess at what connects 5 of those 6. Go on, take a second. Hold that answer. In every single mission except Stall on Docks, your objective is to defend something. That's it. Breach, you're defending the wall. Protect, you're protecting the you're protecting Trust. Escort, you're escorting, defending the carts that are moving towards the end. Guard, you're defending Annie in a forest. Defend, the literally is mission. The Utgard mission is literally called Defend. They didn't even try to rename the core loop of that one. And even Stall, the one outlier, your win condition is still fundamentally reactive. You're not pushing anywhere. You're not actively hunting anything. You're holding. You're holding off the Colossal Titans from getting to the plane at the actual docks. You're defending that plane. I'm being very generous by saying that has variety. Different names, different maps, different Titan spawns, different modifiers, same objective. Defend this thing. And I want to be clear about what I'm saying here, because someone is going to come to the comments and say, well, the maps feel different or the modifiers change things up. And sure, the wallpaper is different, the lighting changes, The Titans come from slightly different angles, but the wallpaper is not variety. Lighting is not variety. Variety is when the goal changes. Variety is when your win condition is fundamentally different. When the way you need to think about the mission is different. When a strategy that works in one mode actively fails in another. Taking defend and calling it 6 different things and spreading it across 6 different maps is not variety. It's the illusion of variety. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you live in a neighborhood. On the outside, your house is nigh indistinguishable from your neighbor's house. Just on the base. It's almost indistinguishable. But then, when you go in, it has the exact same interior layout. The only difference is the decor. The house is not fundamentally different. You're just dressing it up differently. And that's what I mean. And the reason it matters, the reason this isn't just a nitpick, is because this is what you are doing every time you play. Every time you prestige. Every time you go from level 100 to 200. You are defending things over and over with the same build categories against the same enemy type until you prestige and do it again. There is no mode where you are the aggressor. There is no mode where you have to actively capture something. There is no mode where the objective flips halfway through. There is no mode where success and failure mean something different than did the thing you were defending survive. Just defense, renamed and repeated. I want to say something clearly before anyone clips 2 seconds of this out of context. I don't think Attack on Titan Revolution is a bad game. I think it's a game with genuinely good bones that is making with a dev team that is making consistent choices to not use them. The movement is satisfying, the art direction is strong, the IP is one of the best in anime. The people care about this project. The player count proves that. This game is incredibly fucking boring. I'm gonna be so honest with you. This game is stupidly fucking boring. But the game stays above 50k players consistently. It is literally 5:30 in the morning right now, and the game has 58,000 players. Variety matters because it's what keeps people playing. I want you to realize from literally a day after update 4 dropped, the player count went from over 100,000 down to 50,000. 24 hours after update 4 dropped. Variety matters is because the reason variety matters is because variety is what keeps people playing. It's what gives you something to optimize toward. It's what makes day 50 feel different from day 5. It's what turns a game you grind into a game you love. And right now, Attack on Titan Revolution has the grind, but it doesn't always have the love. And the frustrating part, genuinely frustrating, is that the solution isn't starting from scratch. The foundation is there. The devs just have to build more floors. So what do more floors look like? On the build side, introduce utility stats, speed builds, tank builds, support builds that matter. Give people a reason to spec differently because the mission demands it. Give people different roles to play for their team. Not just, oh shit, I hit my mic. Not just because they want to try something new. On the family side, lean into what makes each family differently. Ackerman is completely different than Titan shifting. Helos is already proof you'll invent things. Invent more. Give each family a playstyle that makes you feel like a different character. not on a different skin on the same character. If that makes sense. I'm tired right now. I haven't had coffee yet. Forgive me. On the mission side, and this one is the most important, add an objective that isn't just defense. Just one to start. A Titan hunt where you're tracking a specific target. A retrieval where you go into enemy territory and come back. Add something. You could do like Marlians and Eldinians. You could do that very well. The devs could very well do that. An offensive push where you're breaking through a line instead of holding one. Anything where the win condition isn't survive long enough. And the IP supports all of this. The dev team has already shown they'll go beyond the source material when they need to. And again, Helos is the proof of that. The audience wants it. Look at any comment section on any Attack on Titan Revolution video, and at least one person is asking for more. The ask isn't unreasonable, the ask is just more, because quite frankly, the devs are doing the bare fucking minimum. So, with that being said, drop a comment with the one thing you personally would add to fix the variety problem. A build type, a mission objective, a family ability the devs should just make up and invent, whatever it is, just one thing. I want to see what this community actually wants, and if enough people say the same thing, loudly enough, maybe someone with a dev account sees it too. Links in the video description will be to my previous video breaking down the family odds. Because if devs won't give us variety, we'll make it ourselves. And that is a teaser to something that is to come. See you in the next one.